broadcasting live. Good to see everyone tonight on this live broadcast. So, what we're going to talk about tonight is LLC, which means Limited Liability Company. But I'm going to expand on that a little bit more and define it in my own terms a little bit more. At one point in my life, I had an official LLC. I had a limited liability company when I had an electrical contracting business. Because there's a lot of liability when you do contractor work in someone's house, specifically electrical work. You can start a fire. Someone can lose their home or lose their life. And so you want to limit your liability by a structure of a company you create. And in life, especially in today's society where people sue, and when people sue, it tries to keep society honest. But I don't want to kind of dig in deep on the definition and how it's defined with a company per se and the structure of a company when you form an LLC. I want to discuss in life its wisdom to limit your liability and to limit your overhead. Liability is something you're responsible for legally and in other ways once you are engaged in an activity. Overhead is a cost, it's an expense. Overhead is a cost, it's an expense of doing business. You do DoorDash, overhead, car insurance, gas. Gas is like overhead. You do electrical contracting business, overhead may be your tools, your advertisement. And so in business, it's often said you want to keep your overhead low. You want to keep your fixed expenses low. And you want to limit your liability because that gives you a platform of flexibility, of mobility to navigate the system, navigate the business marketplace, and be successful. And so that mindset, that structure, that's what it is. Limited liability. LLC is a structure of a company. And this is what, in the business world, people try, there's no exact science, people try to structure their business and they try to have a mindset of running it in a manner that's operating off these two principles. We want to limit our liability, we want to limit our overhead so we can maximize our flexibility and so that we can execute a plan. Max Morty, what's up, Max? Good to see you on the live check-in. And this is a principle, this is a mindset, this is a structure you should apply to the simple life. Okay. I talk about a variety of things on this channel, but it's mainly centered around me living in my car and really embracing the simple life. One of the major things. Self-care is a major thing. Taking care of yourself, limiting your unhealthy relationships. So when we talk about the simple life, when we talk about living your best life, you have to LLC the shit out of relationships. You have to limit your liability on relationships, and you have to limit the amount of overhead. Relationships that have high overhead, high expense, or high maintenance relationships. I have to call you at this time. I have to, when I was still have my father in my life, he was like very hell bent on me calling him every week to check in. I call my mom every day, but there's no like mandate. I call her out of freedom. And so overhead in the simple life, in your best life, is any relationship, lover, family member, friend, that's high maintenance. High maintenance people are usually high anxiety, highly anal, and highly insecure. Those are high maintenance people. That's a lot of overhead. That's a lot of expense on your soul. You have to LLC your life. Limit the liability and limit the overhead. I think liability is huge in relationships with marriage. Paul, what's up, brother? Paul, thank you for that positive comment, brother. You had to give a little rebuke to the two people that come in recurringly and give the thumbs down. There are two people that I didn't want as friends because they were negative in my mind. And so they're spiteful. Spiteful people need to be totally eliminated from your life. Anytime someone is spiteful, it's proof that you made the right decision. Anytime someone throws in your face what they did for you in the past, they're not your friend. They are keeping score, and they were using that as leverage. Or using it, I don't want to say the word leverage. I just want to say they're an asshole, period. Let's not try to be too smart on that. They're just an asshole. And they usually call themselves an asshole. It's not a secret. Back to the story. I think marriage is a huge liability. I think unless you're going to have kids, family, and all that, I think marriage is outdated. Marriage was instituted back in the day for survival, back in the day because men were just having sex and leaving women destitute. I mean, I think now that, there's a level of equality with women in the workforce and with everything else, I think you should only get married if you want to have family and the kids. I mean, you should do whatever you want. I don't think you should get married twice either. I mean, if you're going by the Bible, then it says clearly too. I mean, a lot of people go by the Bible, and then they skip over the part where they say if you marry more than once, you've committed adultery. So I know people on this channel, they keep getting in and out of relationships, and that's why your life's a disaster. It's truth. You get married again if you want, but in my opinion, look, this is my channel. You want to make a channel about getting married 5 times and it's great? Do you? I think get married once. I think even if you do that, I don't even think you should do that anymore unless you're really going to have kids. And I think you should really think about having kids. It's a big thing. It's a big liability. It's a big overhead. $250,000 to raise a kid from 0 to 18. Limit. This limits the stress in your life. You want to live your best quality life. Look, as an adult, you don't have to buy into what society has put you on the hook for. Society, and that includes religions, it includes a mindset, it includes a culture. They have put you on the hook to conform to being just as liable as they are. And they want misery. Don't conform. Don't be liable. Don't have all the overhead that most people in society have. That's why most people in society live paycheck to paycheck. Most people in society have unhealthy relationships with their children, their family members, friends, lovers, and they can't get out. It doesn't matter how many times, you change a profile or you reinvent yourself. Paul says the Bible's also against divorce. Jesus said, stay single. He said, don't even get married. But the Bible's also for allowing slavery. The Bible is also for telling women to shut up and be quiet when men are talking in the church. The Bible also condemns a lot of things. So the Bible's outdated, let's be honest. The Bible was put together by the Catholic Church under pressure by the Roman Empire. And they decided, a bunch of men, no women, a bunch of men decided what they were going to put in the Bible. The Bible didn't fall from heaven. It was put together under pressure from the Roman Empire, and it was a collection of books. And they decided what they were going to keep and what they weren't. The 10 Commandments didn't come from heaven either. Moses got them, and in the first 10 Commandments he smashed because he got pissed at the people when he came off the mountain. He had to go back up the mountain and get the other 10 Commandments. Then when he came down off the mountain, he killed half the people. That's what he did. Moses was a murderer. Not just with the Egyptian man. After he came down off the mountain, and with the second commandments, because the first ones he broke, he was very pissed at everyone for acting up after he just got out of Egypt. So then, after he goes, that's it. Who's ever with me, get on this side. Who's ever not get on that side, we're going to go to war. And it killed half the people, their own people. Look, religion's outdated. It's been outdated. That's why Jesus got crucified, because he was against religion. Jesus was 33. What do you think his mindset would have been if he would have lived to 53? How did you think at 33? Jesus said, you're supposed to do better things than me. They don't remember that part in the Bible either. Limit your liability with your church. My church, I was with one church, and I grew up in the Catholic Church, went to a non-denominational church. It helped me greatly. I'm thankful for it. I appreciate it. But it was also a disaster at the end. I had to get the hell out of there. Because then you're on the hook to everyone. And you realize a lot of people aren't doing the work of their life. Don't get on the hook to volunteer too much. Don't get on the hook to dogma. Which dogma? Dogma is you are liable for what someone else thought 2,000 years ago. Now you're liable for what someone else put in a book 2,000 years ago, a bunch of men too, no woman's perspective. You're liable to observe everything that they wrote down. You don't have the freedom to use your own Holy Spirit, to use your own God within you, to use your own mind to think for yourself. You don't have that freedom. You're guilt-tripped into being liable for someone else's thinking. If we love God, do we not trust people's thinking? We don't love God. We want to control people. Now you got to have structure. You got to have some, thing. But, come on now. I think we can structure it very simple. Is what you're doing hurting someone else? Are you oppressing someone else? If not, do you? I don't think we need to go much farther than that, guys. Now, we can go farther than that. But a lot of you guys on your second, third marriage, and you're quoting the Bible. I think we gotta come back a little bit, all right? All right? And, let's figure this out. Limit your liability, limit your overhead, guys. Let's keep it very simple tonight, okay? The simple life is a streamlined life past all the bullshit. It's getting off the hook and becoming free. There's people out there to hurt you. I mean, that's why you want an LLC. Shout out to my guy, DTM Professional Window Cleaner. He did upload a video today. He's out there cleaning windows, man. And somebody approached him, the property manager of a strip mall that he was doing window cleaning, and asked for all his identification. And I don't think he was fully licensed and insured. When I had electrical contracting business, I was licensed, bonded, and insured. You have to be. Now, I think DTN should rest assured. I don't think they're out to get him. And shout out to Marin. Marin's a great encourager. She's one of my viewers. Very gentle, kind encourager. Love to you, Marin. And she also encouraged him in a comment. I saw that. Good job, Marin. And so I don't think he should be worried. But one is, I think look, that's an overhead. When you're in business, I think you got to get licensed, insured. I don't think you should worry. But I did that in the beginning of my thing too. You do work on the side, and then I almost got pinched a couple times too. You got to get away from that. And if you can't make money with paying the insurance, then just, you got to figure out another hustle. Now, I was the same way you were, so I understand that. But this what makes you start to think is, should you get into something, is the liability and the risk reward worth it? Should you get into a relationship? Is the liability and the overhead of the relationship worth it? Should you get into an RV? How much liability and how much overhead is associated with that RV? Is that the simple life? Or should you get into that tiny house? How much is the property? How much is the, where's the unrestricted land? And living in the middle of nowhere cost. What does it cost? It costs lack of commerce. When you live in the middle of nowhere, you're not going to be able to have different business ventures. You're not going to be able to DoorDash, not going to be able to get a job anywhere because, you're in the middle of nowhere. That's why it's cheap. Everything's cheap for a reason. I can't believe people thumbs down again free videos. But people thumbs down free porn. I can't believe that. I was watching porn the other day, because now, on the porn site I watch, you can give a thumbs up or thumbs down. Now, some of the porn, I said, damn, I don't give a thumbs down. But I said, that wasn't that good, that one. But I can't believe people watching free porn and they get pissed if they don't like it. I'm saying, hey, shit. I'm just thankful we got free porn. But some people are ungrateful. The ungrateful people are a big overhead. What's overhead? An expense. An expense on your soul. How do you cut down your overhead? Get rid of all the unthankful people. Get rid of them all. They're a liability too. Unthankful people will stunt your creativity. People who make you question what you're doing in an unhealthy way. You're not going to be able to have a creative life. People who prey on your insecurities, you're not going to be able to have a creative life. You know, you may say, oh, they're struggling mentally, physically, emotionally. And that may be true. But if you're a codependent person, if you're someone that needs to be an enabler because you're so insecure, it takes two to tango. One thing I've learned in life, it takes two to tango. And behind a lot of bad behavior is usually an enabler. LLC. Limit liability and overhead. When you get involved in an unhealthy, when you get involved in between an enabler and someone who's abusing that enabler, you're increasing your liability. Don't increase your liability. That's not your life. As an adult, walk away from family members, friends that are engaging in conflict and possibly physical conflict and emotional conflict. Get away. There's a scripture even that says, when you see two people arguing, don't interfere. It's like yanking a dog's ears. It's foolish. You're not going to be able to solve anything. I remember when I was young, I had a friend I knew and his girlfriend, they were arguing. And back then I was thinking, well, maybe I'll be like the savior, try to solve everyone's problems, or at least step in the middle. I stepped in the middle in between these two people. They were fighting all the time too. And the girlfriend, because I stepped in between, tried to break it up. The girlfriend ended up throwing a blow because I guess she saw me coming. So she figured, well, now my boyfriend can't beat me up because someone else is here. So I step in and she gives a swing like she tried to swing him one last time. And she ended up hitting me in the eye. I said, this so ungrateful, bitch. And sure enough, what happens? They were together for years. Have more children, probably still together. Getting in the middle of someone else's argument is very foolish. Very foolish. You're increasing your liability for no reason. They're still going to be together. They hate each other today. And then tomorrow they'll be best friends and you'll be the outsider. Limit your liability, guys. Not just with a window cleaning business, not just with electrical contracting business, with your life. Why are you putting yourself on the hook for people who are only putting you in harm's way? Loyalty is dangerous when you do it blindly and when you think you have to repay someone if they did something nice for you. If someone did something nice for them, now you have to repay them. I mean, shit. When does it stop? That's how Jason Lyric, that movie Jason Lyric, that's how it ended. Very bad. It was one brother trying to save another brother, and he kept trying to save him, but he didn't want to be saved. He wasn't putting in the work of his life, and ended up killing himself or getting killed. Keep it simple. Keep it clean. We'll go to live comments. If anyone's in the building, we'll go from there. If not, I'll end this early, and that's what it is. Maz Marty, thanks again. Paul, thank you again, man. I appreciate that. Leo, much love and respect, brother. Same back to you. Thank you. Paul, Bible is also against divorce. Yeah, we broke that down. We broke a lot of stuff down in the Bible. A lot of people don't know a lot about the Bible. But I understand. I mean, I was there too. The Bible has helped me. I acknowledge it. But you also have to think for yourself, period. You can put it a million different ways, but it just is what it is. Gil, preach, brother. Yeah, that preaching's done. Banged it out. I think it's Saturday, so everyone's looking for their third wife. And they're out partying, and tomorrow they got to get ready for church. Now, I've been in that life too. I went from the strip club right to church. Now, that happens. That's part of life. And I'm glad that I did both. It's all part of life. Steve, what's up, man? Happy Saturday, brother. Same to you. Keep it simple, stupid. There you go. That's exactly the core of the message tonight. Good job. Is a good business tactic, but it works in life. Yeah, it works both in life and in business. Keep your business simple. I know a guy that he was hell bent on buying every type of work truck, tool, and going heavy on advertisement. And his overhead was outrageous. And he had to end up filing bankruptcy. Now he's going at it again. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. We all fail. No judgment. But, keep that overhead low, guys. Good job. Backwoods Dylan, what's up, man? Our fellow fisherman. What did Jesus say, Backwoods? I don't even know if you're into the religious game. He said something like, "I'll make you a fisherman of men." Backwoods, hey, bro. I was listening while driving. Just pulled over laughing. Well, brother, good to have you. Thank you for pulling over and leaving a comment, man. Shout out to the West Coast. What is it right now? Right now on the East Coast, Florida specifically. I love Florida. Never going to leave Florida. Florida's great. I was just watching an old Nomadic Fanatic when he was in the van, that camper van Kevin gave him. To me, that was my favorite rig that he had. I don't like the new Class A, but that's my opinion. He should do whatever he wants. And I didn't even like the Class C's. I like that van that he had, man. That van was hot. Old school A-Team van. But shout out to the West Coast, man. They're for, was it like 7:43 right now out there, p.m.? Dylan says, a.k.a. Backwoods Northwest. I hope all's well, bro. Yeah. Now again, Northwest, which is Oregon. I'm Southeast. That's the home of Nomadic Fanatic, one of the most famous YouTube nomads that are out there. And he goes, Backwoods, I hope all's well, bro. Yep. I'm a lot like you, brother. Well, amen to that. Simple is so much better. Well, let me tell you something. Simple, thank you, brother, is 100% emoji better. And if you don't believe me, you look at the complex. A lot of suffering unnecessarily, Paul. Have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? You would be great. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Thank you very much for the compliment and the support. To me, this is a podcast. Like Joe Rogan has a podcast. He's probably one of the most famous podcasters. All he pretty much has is a YouTube channel. So sometimes people watch this and they're not necessarily watching, but they're listening like Dylan just was. It takes a while to grow and you got to get a little bit lucky. So, but to me, this is the best platform to do it. It gives me enough freedom and flexibility, low overhead. All you have to do is have an internet connection and a phone, some other stuff, but not a huge amount of overhead. And I like that. So we'll see where it goes. I hope it continues to grow, but I look at it like a side thing. It's me using my gift, which is part of life fulfillment. It's a side hustle, and so just like DoorDash too, and just like, so it's one of the many things that I'm doing with my life. I fill my day. I wake up early. I live a full day, full life, self-care, work, play, fun, masturbation, YouTube, all part of great life. So I'm using all of my gifts. I'm using all of my energy. I'm using all the time in the day. So because I've simplified my life, I limited my liability, I limited my overhead, I'm using all my resources, energy, and time, living a full, happy, rich life. And this is part of it as a digital video podcast. Good job. Castro, what's up, man? Or girl, I'm sorry, AV Castro. I think that's a girl. I can't tell from the profile picture. Maybe a girl dressed as a guy, but I love and respect. And she goes, I live in my Honda Element. Praise the Lord. Thanks for being a source of inspiration. Thanks for sharing. And for keeping me motivated to keep living this lifestyle. Well, AV Castro. Oh, she's a girl. All right, laughing. Well, look, I don't really know. You could be a guy. It's crazy out there. I limit my liability with my relationships because let me tell you something. It's crazy. I'm not answering any more. I love you guys. I don't think I'm answering any more Instagram messages. You can watch my Instagram. I don't even think I'm posting anything. I just limit my liability, man, on that. Too much energy into it. And just too much exhausting. So if you guys want to message me, man, you're going to have to leave a comment. I think Instagram shut down, man. But Avi, good to see you. Yeah, you're living a life. As a girl, it probably may be a little bit harder. But I wouldn't say not necessarily. A lot of girls do it. A lot of women, I should say, too. Now, you may need to squat, but they have the women catheter. Avi, do you use like the women, I don't know what they call it, the women catheter, where you put in your vagina like that little thing, and then it streams into the, like the, like your pee jug. I saw a couple nomad girls on YouTube use that. That's all you guys need, because that's the biggest thing. For a girl, it's a little bit harder to pee. Now, you can't just whip the thing out. Oh, go-go girl? Shout out to all the go-go spots I've been to. Okay, that's what it's called. You should do it. Look, I guarantee you do a video on that. That's going to get a lot of views. Why? Because, look, people want to know. People want to know about that. That's the truth. Shout out to you, Avi. I'm not mad at you. Keep doing your thing. Where are you at? Are you on the West Coast, East Coast? Paul. Yeah, that's right. Laughing. My bad. No, I got love for you, Paul. Thank you, man, for the support. Avi says she's a girl. Well, maybe. Maybe not. It's all right. I don't care either way. Northwest is my guy, Dylan. He goes 8:45. Oh, 3 hours. My bad. And he goes right now. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm actually switching careers. All right. I've been fishing for a while now, and 16 hours a day is ruthless. No, I agree. That's blood money almost. So I'm getting my CDL. There you go, brother. And going long haul trucking. Well, that's a tough job too, man. I give you credit, man. You got a lot of gifts, man. You're willing to do that. You put in the work, man. I hope you live a great life. You're a positive person, man. You ask for nothing, man. Like, you come on this channel, you leave a comment, you support stuff. You never ask for anything. I don't even know, like, I should subscribe to your channel. I don't even know if you have videos, but you never ask for anything. So all I can tell you, man, you're going to succeed no matter what you do, because you got the right attitude, you got a good work ethic, and you're a positive person. So that's the recipe for success, man. I wish you the best. I know you're going to do well. Love to you, brother. I wish you the best, man. Daddy Geek. Hey, Daddy Geek, did you go on a weekend trip? Daddy Geek, please tell me you're in your Prius using a Go Girl pee thing for your pee jug, and you're getting ready to watch free porn later tonight and masturbate. Are you on a weekend trip? Tell me. AV's laughing. Yeah, the Go Girl. AV, they're awesome. I'm not mad at that. F. Steve, haha. The shoe? Backwoods. Probably going back to fishing in Alaska after 5 years. You always got as a fallback of trucking, maybe less, maybe more. Yeah, you keep your options open. That's what it means to live limited liability with low overhead. You got options. So if I had to, could I go back to construction and open up my LLC again? I could, but I don't want to. But it's good to know you have it just in case. Daddy Geek, love you, brother. I love you too. Please tell me you're on a weekend trip. Daddy Geek, thank you. Thank you for the love on that. I appreciate that. Give us an update. Live time in the Toyota Prius. Now, I went to look on the Toyota dealership lot today. Not because I'm buying one. I think part of the simple life is, don't get into buying automobiles a lot, because it's a lot of liability there. As soon as I came on the car lot, the car salesman, they come jetting out of the thing. I was like, come on, man. I'm just here to take a piss and take a look at some Priuses. But I like that Prius Prime, but they don't have sunroofs this year. The 2018s did, the 2019s don't. And the Prius Prime was like $35,000 listed. But I got the best setup you can have. I love my Jeep. And for 20 miles more per gallon in the Prius, I'm not going to spend $35,000. I'm going to ride this baby out longer. But I was looking at the Toyota Priuses. They look good. They got low ground clearance. But they're a beast, man. You could DoorDash, man. You get great fuel economy. AJ, you in here, man? How much did you make today on DoorDash? I can't believe you made $150 on your first day in Miami, man. Good to see you. Thank you again, Daddy Geek. She says, at the house, but I did work on my bed setup. Good job. With new foam and awesome. Gonna be great for the back. There you go. Totally awesome. Look, just amen. Guys, everything in life, just do it and refine it as you go. Everything in life, you remember this. Just start now and refine it as you go. And that's why I say, and this is how I started. I'm practicing when I preach. I just did weekend trips. Because, just get in that mode of getting outside your 50-mile radius, getting away from getting away from the streets and the stores that you know, and pushing yourself a little bit further and further. Doesn't mean you have to sell everything and live in your car, but it means you're going to live a more creative, inspired life the more you get outside. Because let me tell you something, if you want a miserable life, look at your sheetrock walls, look at your family members, and look at the same stores and streets every day. Your mind is going to go crazy. Because there's no inspiration, there's no newness, there's no, imaginative, adventure. And you got to have that in life. Back to the live comments. What was I reading? Steve's laughing. Oh, and then, the Backwoods was talking about, he may go back. It's good to have options, brother. Alice, freedom. Alice, you already know what it is. Alice, stay free. Stay free in your mind. Stay free from loans as much as you can. I got caught in a couple. I remember when I had the LLC with electrical contractor business, I remember I had bad credit. But I bought a Ford E250 van for the business. You know how much they charged me on interest rate? My credit was so screwed up. 22% interest rate on a car loan. Total disaster, guys. And that's why, stay away from debt as much as you can. As much as you can. Stay away from unthankful people as much as you can. Stay away from marriage as much as you can. Now, unless you could have family. And again, this is my opinion. Do whatever you want. I mean, in my mind, what I wanted to say next, and I'm going to say, stay away from mortgages. Stay away from buying a house. Unless you're going to stay in the same spot for at least 7 years. And unless you have a family, if you're single, you don't need a house. And definitely, if you're not living in the state you want to live, don't buy a house there. Because it's so hard to sell and move. You only get a couple opportunities in life to move and to live where you want. And buying a house starts a chain reaction of events of acquiring. The first thing that happens when you buy a house is you have to buy the paint colors that you want, the home decor goods that you want, and you start this whole series of acquisitions, and you get anchored down to one spot, and to lift those roots up take 2 years. So be slow to commit. The scriptures say be slow to anger, and that's wisdom. But be slow to quit. Be slow to commit. Slow to commit. Slow to commit. Don't commit to too much. Not good, guys. Keep it limited and keep it free. Like Alice will say, good job, Daddy Geek. Thank you again. Black Sheep. Hey, man. What's up, Black Sheep? Good to see you. Steve. I'm looking to be a military chaplain. Okay, in the near future. Do you think it's worth it? Well, the commitment, I just said don't commit to help people on their spiritual journey. Well, here's what I would say, in my opinion, Steve. I think it's worth it to use your gift to inspire people spiritually, but I don't think it's worth it to commit to be a chaplain and to have, you're going to basically be given a bunch of organized propaganda that you have to abide by their rules, their regulations, and their obligations. And you're going to have to preach things that sometimes you may not believe. Now, if you want to do it, you should do it, but I don't care what church, I don't care if it's a military officer, I don't care if it's non-denominational, Catholic, Baptist, imam, rabbi, whatever. There's certain conformities that you're going to have to obligate yourself to, and you're going to have to conform to some type of organized structure in order to keep your license. Jesus never got a license. He never got ordained. He got crucified by the religious people. So for me, if you're going to help people spiritually, just go out there and live your best life. It all starts with you. So I'm not against you doing it. I got heavy into the church game. I was a youth leader at one time. I'm non-denominational. I was into it, and it was a blessing to me. But also at a certain point, I couldn't be myself. I had to go to another level. There's a level of acquiring spiritual information and seeking that journey. And then there's another level of growing into yourself and not into your pastor. Growing into yourself, not into the dogma of a religion. Why? Because look, if God lives inside you, you should be refining yourself, not conforming to a religious dogma. And so I think all that's outdated. I think chaplains are outdated. I think churches are outdated. I think it's all outdated. I think as we move forward in life, the internet is your greatest resource to reach people. You can certainly do it one-on-one. But if I was the military chaplain, what would I tell people? I would tell people, look, one is don't spend your bonus on strip clubs. Most people in the military only sign up for the bonus. They're not patriots. I'm going to be honest with you. Some of them are patriots. A lot of them just want the sign-up bonus. They ain't got nothing else going on. I've been down the road trying to tell you. And what I would tell them is save your money. Don't go spend your bonus with some girls. Masturbate. Limit your liability and either grow your career in the Army or do what you need to do and get the hell out of here. Retire early, do it. Most people in there for the bonus in a 20-year and out program. Now, there's some people that are engaged in war. I know a couple people that went to war. I was talking to one the other day that I work with. He was in Afghanistan. And positive person, you would never know. Not like some macho bravado guy that's always like, I'm ex-military, I'm a Navy SEAL. Now, I don't know what he really did out there, but he told me, like, he was involved with some stuff. Does he need a chaplain? No, I told him he needs to move to Florida. Backwards. Backwards. I'm glad to see you're still making videos almost every day. It's cool to hear your viewpoints in life and gain knowledge, as well as think about life and death. Thank you, man. You have wisdom, brother. Take it easy. Well, brother, thank you, man, for the support, man. Thank you. Thank Daddy Geek. I appreciate it. When what I'm learning is when someone wants to tip you, say thank you and walk away and be quiet. Out of all my door dashing, thank you, Dylan. Out of all my door dashing, probably only about 10% of people tip you in addition to what you get on the app. So it's always awkward to get tipped. Like you feel like a stripper. You feel like, oh shit, somebody just put $10 down my pants. Now I got to give him a hand job. Dylan, I love you. I'm not giving you a hand job. I'm sorry. But, you just got to say, look, hey, I'm over here on this pole. I'm giving him some entertainment. Just say thank you and keep it moving. Show up every day. Showing up is key. If you show up, you will outlast people that give up. How do you get ahead in life? Just show up. There's going to be plenty of people that quit. You don't need to cut anyone's throat. You don't need to cut anyone's throat. Why? Because look, people are going to end up sedating themselves. People will end up sedating themselves. And they're going to call out to work. Yeah, you heard that guy scream, hey, I'm in the street, guys. And this, I'm in the street. I'm giving you guys the word. Hey, look, this ain't an orchestrated thing here. I'm not a chaplain. I'm in the streets. All right. Thank you, Dylan. Thank you, Daddy Geek, man. You guys are very kind, man. I appreciate your generosity. That's very generous of you. Thank you. Thank you, Steve, too, for sharing. I love you, brother. You do whatever you want. I want everyone to always put that notation in their mind that I want everyone to do whatever they want as long as what they're doing is not hurting anyone. I'm just giving my opinion, and we're having a little fun. I'm serious, but we're having fun, too. And I want you guys to live your best life, whatever it is. Dylan, dang. I really appreciate it, bro. Thank you. I really do. Yeah, I love working hard and fast. You are a hard worker. As well as making money. I'm not mad at that. Nothing wrong with that, guy. Enjoy life, too, but there's nothing wrong with that. Thank you again for your kind words. Thank you for your kind support, man. I try to be a great person in this world. Not too much hate, brother. You already know what it is, man. And I said that before the super chat, man. So, look, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you, Daddy Geek, everyone in here, man. Look, the bottom line is I'm not playing games. Because when someone's in here and I don't get the right energy, it's just a block and move on. That doesn't help my channel. It stunts. It makes my channel grow slower. When you block people and when you basically tell people, if you don't like it, go kick rocks, that doesn't help your channel. That weeds out your channel. I think over time that helps your channel. I think over time that helps your life. When you're willing to weed out what doesn't vibe with you. Especially in a creative space. Again, when you're showing up to DoorDash, like if I don't like a customer, I don't tell them go kick rocks. I try to resolve the situation and be polite. Same thing with a merchant. There's a time and place for everything, guys. But in your personal creative space, which I kind of put this in that category. Hey, Tara. Tara, I just got 2 tips, but I'm not giving any hand jobs tonight. I don't give hand jobs, all right? And, did I ever tip a stripper? I think a couple times. I wasn't a heavy tipper. Did I ever go to the boom boom room? No, I did get a couple lap dances. Did I ever date a stripper? Yes. How did it end? They all in a disaster. What were we talking about? I don't know. All right, good job. And Alice, I just paid off 22% interest rate car loan. Well, hey, Alice, me and you live the same life. Same life, man. 22%. That's an unbelievable amount of interest. I don't know what I was paying, a 5 or 6 year loan. I don't know what the van was, $20,000 or $25,000. And but look, I couldn't help it. I mean, I went to a variety of different car dealerships, and the bottom line is you can go to 20 different you can go to 20 different car dealerships. But when you don't have any money to put down and when your credit is screwed up, you know what you do? You say, who's the first one that's going to give me a loan because I got no other choice? And they say, hey, here you go, 22%. And what are you going to say? I said, thank you. Like, I said the same thing now when someone tips me. I said, thank you. Yeah, what am I going to do? Tell the person who gave me a loan on a car, go F himself? No, I got no other choice. Thank you. Thank you for the 22% loan. That's what you say. And you pay it off as quick as you can. And then you never go back there. You got to limit your liability. Why? Because it's a complete disaster. Complete disaster. Good job. Alice, work to acquire assets for freedom. Damn it, Alice. I totally agree. And what I can tell you is you don't need a lot in this life. For 2 years, I've been living out of one bag with no underwear. And now I got a couple of pairs of underwear in there just in case I got to get dressed up for a special occasion. Now, I don't think I'm ever going to do that again, but if I have to, I'm ready. I don't know. I'm so free and so awoke to the simple life that it'd be very hard for me ever go back to the conforming life. Now, as I get older, or if a life situation would change, or if I just want to change my mind, I'll do it. But there's a lot to be said, for being free of that liability of debt. It's true. Ryan B, 22% car loan. Oh, yeah. Mine's at 4.25%. Well, you made it. That's a great loan amount. That's not too bad, Ryan B. That's credit card rates. Well, crazy. Yeah, it was. That was a crazy time, man. Now a lot of people looking from the outside in, they don't necessarily know that you're in that hard financial trouble because they see, hey, you got a new car, you got a house, you must be doing great. I remember there was a commercial, like a guy bought a new car, he was in a nice house in the suburbs, and they said, oh man, this is great, how do you do all this? And he was like, I'm in debt up to my eyeballs. And that's what the American society is in right now. I mean, not right now. Look, overall, metrics-wise, people on general appear to be doing good, but the American economy operates off debt. And there's nothing wrong with it. It's a good system to a certain extent. But you just have to remember, 80% of society lives paycheck to paycheck. 80%, even with the stock market all-time high, even with the economy doing overall good, unemployment very low, it still doesn't change the fact that 80% of Americans still, with all the economy doing good, live in paycheck to paycheck. So at some point, you got to be conscious as a consumer, because in America, we live in a consumerism society. 70% of society is based on you consuming goods. So you just have to be conscious of consume less. Limit your overhead. I see plenty of people getting the nomad life. Like, one is, as soon as you get an RV, you might as well be getting a house. For most RVs, you're spending just as much as a house, and it's a depreciating asset, not appreciating. But again, if that's what you want to do and you have the money, you should do whatever you want. Again, this is just me spouting off a little bit. But I think that's number one. Like, you don't need an RV. Number two is, you don't need a big-ass van either. Like, sometimes I laugh at the people say, I want a high-top van or I want a big van. It's like what the hell are you doing other than sleeping in your car, man? If you want to go sit and work on a computer, go in Starbucks. Even right now, I got my laptop up on my thing. I'm in one of the smallest SUVs in the entire market, a Jeep Renegade. I don't know what there is, like 30, 35 square feet max in this thing. Right now, I got a desk right here. Yeah, I mean, what do you want? Or fit, I don't know. But everyone's different. Everyone's different. Everyone's different. Everyone's different. Let me pull myself back. And everyone should do whatever they want. And that does make the world go round. Look, if everyone got a vasectomy, just masturbated, and lived in Florida, I mean, that's what I do. The world wouldn't keep turning. Now, I think everything would work out fine as long as everyone didn't move to Florida. I think everyone should get a vasectomy, and I think everyone should, but I don't think everyone should move to Florida because I don't want too crowded. All right, let's keep going. Good job. Ryan B. Yep, that's crazy. Ryan B. The school system is also outdated. Oh, it's been outdated. Totally agree. Way too slow and clunky. I agree. Now, shout out to all my friends I know that are high school teachers. Shout out to all the teachers I know who are freaks. Oh, yeah. A lot of teachers in the public school system. You thought strippers were freaks? You haven't dated a high school public school teacher yet. Let me tell you something. Total disaster. Now, love and respect. Some of them watch me on the low. What I could tell you is I want to ensure that public school teachers are still able to make a career. I don't want to take food out of their mouths. But let's be honest, you can learn a lot more on YouTube than you can in the public. The public school system is just daycare until your parents get home. Why are your parents working? Your parents, they got to pay for a mortgage and for 2 cars. And they got to pay for you. You're a kid. One of the most expensive things is having a kid. So what are they going to do? Now, education is good. Education is good. And the public school system is good. Let me not, to a certain degree. You need certain basic skills, but a lot of it is waste. How much is waste? 80%. So out of an 8-hour school day, 80% of it is just BS. You may learn 20% good, but humans are very wasteful. So I obviously, look, most stuff you can do over your phone, you can do on the internet. I think we'll get there, but it's going to be very society's resistance because one is a lot of people make their living off the school system. A lot of middle class regular people, and kids need somewhere to go while their parents work. Like they can't just be at home on the internet, like virtually in school, because what are they going to do? They're going to minimize. They're going to open up several windows on their computer. They're going to have their teacher on one screen and they're going to be watching free porn on the other screen. And so you got so you got to supervise a little bit. But I think eventually, look, we're going to have to rework the system. It's just the way it is. And we're going to do UBI. Look, once we do UBI, everything's going to change. Andrew Yang 2020. Okay. So UBI is going to change the game. Good job. Backwoods, thank you again, brother. I appreciate that, man. Thank you, Backwoods. Thank you, Daddy Geek too. Right, babe? Heard that guy scream. Oh, yeah, we're in the streets, guys. We're in there. Steve, thanks for the insight. It's nice to hear someone's opinion. Thank you, brother. Steve, again, I hope you're still in here, man. Do whatever you want. Do whatever's best for you. Always remember that. Only you know what's best for you. I want you to have the freedom to do that. Backwoods, A.K. Dylan. You're welcome. No homo. And love and respect to all my gay brothers and sisters, transgenders. I'm for equal rights. So I just saying, I'm not giving the hand jobs and I'm not fingering anyone. I don't want to do anything. So I just made that statement because, sometimes people tip me and they want something back. Like, I want to show you love. Now, I don't care who you are. But you know what I'm saying. Good job. I love women with yoga pants on. Damn it, brother. Me and you on the same page. But let me tell you something. You gotta be careful, man. All right, let's stay positive. Good job. Back with no hand job, please. Tara's laughing. She gave me a heart emoji. Thank you, Tara. Alice. Interest rates are a disaster. Total disaster. Banks getting entangled with loans. But having a low loan is not a reason to keep a house. My mortgage rate on my loan, I think, was 3.75, and I could have probably got even a little lower than that. So I had a low interest rate on my loan. I had a 30-year mortgage. But a low interest rate isn't a reason to buy a house. A low interest rate isn't a reason to keep a house. If an interest rate is determining how you live and where you live, to a certain degree, There's bigger issues. Interest rates matter, especially when it comes to money and business. But what I'm trying to say is there's been plenty of times in my life where I got caught in, well, what's the interest rate? What's the payment? And that will determine if I'm going to do it. That was poor decision making. The question should not be what's the interest rate, what's the payment. The question should be what's the liability, what's my overhead. Because when you have limited liability, you have limited overhead, the interest rate ain't going to matter because many times you're either not going to need a loan for whatever you want, or you have the leverage in the situation. You don't have to take anything that's just given to you. When I got that 22% interest rate, not only did I take it, I took it with a smile. I said, thank you, because it was the only place I can get a loan from. It's almost like, do I got to give this guy a handout? No, I would never give a handout. I don't even feel right saying that, but you know what I'm saying? It's, the game is that crazy. Tara, Pam Pump emoji. I've got a few tips, all right, before crying. That was 10. I'm not mad at you. Tara's back there and stripping. Tara's hot out there. Now, Tara, you know what it is. You got to get away from that game. There's no shame in that. Like I said, I did it. Shout out to all the public school teachers that are complete freaks and all the girls in the nursing industry. A lot of girls in the healthcare nursing industry that are putting in, what do they call it? Catheters? Total freaks, guys. When you're a nurse, you have a very empathetic, loving, compassionate, emotional heart. And you're a freak. But you also can turn into a complete disaster. And that's why you're single. Or you've been married 2 times. So what I can tell you is, don't judge like a stripper. Look at the nurse you're dating. Look at the public school teacher you're dating. Why? Because she just as freaky as the stripper. Never forget it. Good job. Big Dirty. Hey, Sammy. Big Dirty, man. I was thinking about you today. When was I thinking about you? I was door dashing. I had to pick up at the BBQ, the barbecue shack spot. My car smelled like a barbecue chicken rib fest. I was over here twitching, like I was ready to backslide and go back in the days when I was obese. I was ready to drop off that chicken and go pick up my own. This guy ordered some barbecue, extra chicken, extra ribs. It was smelling delicious. I thought, Big Dirty, I was thinking about you, man. And I realized how easy it is to backslide with the food game. Shout out to Tara. Tara knows what it is to struggle with the food game. And when I had that barbecue chicken in here smelling so good, I felt like a fiend, just twitching. I was ready to go in that bag and just say, fuck it, I'm gonna get fat again, deactivate all my social media. Now, when I lost a lot of weight, I had a fantasy of eventually moving to Florida, deactivating all my social media, getting fat again. No one would ever know. I'm past that point now. I'll never do that. I'm not. But what I'm here to tell you is, when I smelt that barbecue chicken and those ribs next to me, I felt the temptation of all my overweight people struggle with. Now, I was 350 pounds. I know the struggle. And what I can tell you is step away from the barbecue, man. Because it tastes good going down, but it's a complete heartburn disaster. And there's too much liability and there's too much overhead involved. People say, Sam, it costs too much money to eat healthy. Let me tell you something. My overhead, my expenses with food were never as high as when I was backsliding on the food game. When I was very overweight, I was spending thousands of dollars a month on food. Thousands. Just my man, Big Dirty, how much do you think it cost him to get that barbecue beef Chinese spot platter that he had the other day? Right there, that's $7, man. Easy, $7 with that. He probably has some fortune cookies, an egg roll. And Big Dirty had a couple extra platters in the background he didn't want to put on YouTube. You don't get into the food game and only have one platter. Huh. And he had a crispy chicken Wendy's sandwich in the background. He's not showing you that. He's not showing you the Mr. Frosty. An overweight person never shows you everything they eat. Never. Someone in debt never shows you they're paying 22% interest rate. I didn't. There was a thing that says You can hide what you eat. You can eat in private, but what you eat in private shows in public. So you could tell me, Sam, now this is not to you, Big Dirty, this is to all of my big people out there, including me sometimes, you say, Sam, I'm over here eating salad, going to the gym every day, and you still big as hell. Now, I know from being big as hell, there ain't no way all you eating is salad and going to the gym every day. You probably went to the gym once or twice this past week, and when you went to the gym, you didn't really work out, you did like the hand thing. You know, like you sit your big ass down, you just do the hand thing, like you ain't losing no weight doing that. And then you're going home eating some Applebee's. And then what I could tell you is stop eating out. What is the first? Now, I'm saying this at my own demise. I do DoorDash. I get paid off big people ordering food. I was once very big. And how I got big was ordering a lot of food. Eating out is the worst thing you can ever do. If you want to make a beef and broccoli platter, make your own. It's going to be less sodium. It's going to be a little bit healthier. Tara changed her health game. She started cooking at home more. Now, I probably would have ran into Tara at the 24-hour fitness. Why? Because all the strippers go to the after-hour workout gym. And never eat anything at the salad bar at the strip club. Total disaster, guys. All right, we're getting way off track now. All right, let's go back to live comments. Let me take a hydration break, guys. It's getting good tonight. It's getting good. Warming up. Thank you again, Dylan and Daddy Geek. Thank you. Love to you. Hydration break, guys. Drink some water. Good job. I love Florida, man. I love the simple life. Let's go back to the comments. Where were we at? Yeah, we're definitely talking about no hand jobs. Big Dirty. Oh, Big Dirty. Hey, Sammy, you're on here late. Yeah. Have you hooked up lately with any Hello Kitty milfs? Nope. But I flirted with probably a 50-year-old Thai woman today at the Thai cuisine spot. I love my Asian women, man. Now, I did all women. All different cultures. And not a lot of white women. I dated mostly different cultures. And what I could tell you is I'm in a season where, I like all women in my mind. I mean, somebody asked me the other night, they said, Sam, somebody I knew from New Jersey said, Sam, how is your social life? I said, it's great. I'm getting laid every night. He goes, really? I go, yeah, I'm masturbating every night. But in my mind today, when I went to the Thai cuisine spot, there was this 50-year-old MILF. She got broken English with a heavy Asian accent. I don't know what part of Asia. But, like, it was magical. Like, I felt like I wanted to throw that damn Thai to the side and just have passionate sex right there. But it's too much liability. Then I'm going to lose my DoorDash gig. Then eventually, her husband may come out the back. It's a total disaster. When I see Hello Kitty, I don't see a kind, innocent cat. I see a lot of liability and big overhead. Big Dirty, you missed the whole part of the opening statement, man. We want to limit the overhead. We want to limit the liability. We don't want to take on more, bro. Love to you. Good to see you. Alice, we are in a recession. Well, as the saying goes, which I totally believe, when the economy is doing good, but you aren't, we're in a depression. You're in a depression, so that, and that's why I do agree with you that I'm always cautious to say the economy is good. Because if an individual person is not doing good, it's not just a recession, it's a depression. Some of my hardest economic times were around like 2005, 2006. And the economy at that time, that was right before the bust. Like, the economy was doing great. I remember telling people like, oh man, the economy's not good. They were like, what are you talking about? Like, houses are going up everywhere. Jobs are everywhere. But I was like struggling. So when you're going through it, and that's why I believe in UBI, just get a base level for everyone and we're good from there. So I understand. But I have to be fair too. On some metrics, the economy's doing good. Just like it was a couple of years ago. It has been progressively getting better, but again, for someone the economy is not doing good for, it doesn't. I understand the pain there, and that's why I believe we got to have a better bottom base. And yeah, I agree. I hear you. Backwoods. I want to try living in a truck. Okay. And the Kimbo, I told you about. Okay, yeah. The back camper. Uh, it's going to cost a good amount to get it set up. Well, you work hard, so as long as it's below your means, I'm halfway there in my savings. If I keep working, laughing, it's hard to save. Well, that's true. Savings go fast. I did a whole video on that. You want to try to get enough in savings for a year's worth of expense. I mean, first you want to try to get $1,000 in savings. Then you want to try to get, 2,000. I think you want to try to get up to, 10,000 or so. That's not easy. But you want to be below your means. Whatever you buy, you should, you should buy whatever you want. You work for it. But not so much more, because I've kind of now I've adapted to a very simple life. But in the beginning, it's very hard. Just like in the beginning of getting out of the food game and losing weight and being healthier, it's very hard to separate yourself from unhealthy habits. It takes years. Like even when I was looking at home bases, 8 months or so ago, I had looked at some home bases and I said, damn, if I get this, it's at my means. You don't even want to get something that's at your means. You want to get something that's below your means. And that's why that one home base that was around 25K, I said, man, this ain't too bad. This is, below. But the liability is you're tied into the HOA. You're tied into that location. It's a hard asset. And I wasn't there mentally. But Dylan, you're a smart guy. You'll figure out what works for you. Backwoods Kimbo camper. I looked it up. I took a look at it. That's what inspired me. Then I did that video of the pickup camper. It wasn't that one, but it was one that I saw in a RV dealership by me, and it was like a $15,000 what was it, travel light truck camper. It was interesting. If I was in the pickups, I would do it, but I'm not into pickups because I don't like how they drive. I think obviously you are. And that's why I did the video today. Like, I like the drive of a car or a small SUV. I don't like the drive of a minivan, truck, or pickup, or just me. This is my personal preference. But if you're into it, it's a go. But pickups are expensive, man. Tara, I have a rule of consuming. I only buy things I consume. Food, vitamins, once a month. I may treat myself to splurge, trip to Goodwill. You guys love that Goodwill. And then you guys sell them high on eBay. And she goes $20 or so. That's all right. You got to enjoy yourself too. Everything else goes in an interest-bearing account. Well, Tara, damn it, smart, nerdy face emoji to you. Look, you have to enjoy yourself. We talked about that last night. Money is a resource. You should work, you should save, or whatever hustle you got in life. But you also have to spend some. You have to enjoy life. You don't want to just, so it is a level of balance. I say below your means. It doesn't mean you don't spend anything. So, you go out there and live your life, man. You want to splurge on yourself? You should splurge a little bit. Nothing wrong with that. Paul, damn, Tara, that's smart. Yeah, Tara's smart. Tara, I'm used to it now. Thank you. Yeah, habits you get used to. Cook home more. That habit, you get used to it. Paul, I need that mindset. What? Masturbate? Ryan B. I spend most of my money on food. Yeah, food is the biggest expense. I totally agree. Ryan lives full-time as Toyota Prius. Ryan, I saw your comment. What channel was I looking at today? The Nomad channels. It was a big one. I saw your comment on, who was it? I said, that's Ryan B. Was it Katie's channel? Katie, Katie, I got mental problem channel. Everyone's got mental problems. Me too. Everyone's got issues. But that Katie Couric or whatever, I saw your comment on somebody's channel. I think it was Katie's. I said, that's Ryan B. Now, they didn't respond to you. She's a big channel. So they didn't have time for you. He goes, most of your money on food. I totally agree with that. and caffeine. Your coffee, I agree with that. Coffee fun. I find those two things to splurge on very much worth it. I totally agree. Look, you gotta have some fun in life. You don't want to just stack it all away. That's not wisdom. Look, I totally agree with that, brother. There's nothing wrong with that. Swan Auto's got a great intro. You check out Swan Auto's channel. Like his initial intro is like, I don't know what he's driving. What are you driving? Like a Porsche or something around a mountain in Vermont? And then vroom. And then he gets into like talking about like the vegan girls that like are like making you upset. I love that intro though, man. Well, how do you do the camera? He put a camera like on the side of the mountain. He just drove a car real fast, like around the curve, man. I like that intro. Swan Auto. Finally here. I can't sleep. Well, man, you made it to the right time. But I'm happy I joined. Well, brother, you have joined the live stream of the Inspirational Nomad. So if you can't sleep, watch me for 5 minutes, then go watch free porn, masturbate. You'll sleep like a baby. That's the best advice I can give you. Good job. James. Sam, baby. Hey, James. I see that you changed things up with later live feeds. Yeah. That DoorDash got my time schedule. Oh, it's 12 o'clock. The DoorDash schedule, it's past midnight now on the East Coast. The DoorDash, damn it, I can't do it on my computer. You guys are going to mess me up. Every night at midnight, the DoorDash scheduling for like the 6th day out, 6 days from now, the schedule gets released and you have to log on and get your schedule because by the morning it's all gone and then you can only dash now. Now I'm probably going to miss it. But look, it's Saturday night as I make this live feed, so I'm staying up a little bit later. And I DoorDash till about 11 o'clock. So that's why I switched the live feeds up a little bit later because I'm still trying to get this in. Good to see you, James. Ryan B. New Jersey also has really high property taxes. Yes, they do. So that is a problem too. Yeah, New Jersey's a disaster. Now, but they do have good high-paying jobs. But I just don't like the culture. I don't like the climate. I don't like the atmosphere. I'm very thankful for it. I could have been brought up in other places. So I don't want to be totally negative on New Jersey. It's given me a lot of good things. But you know, I'm just over it at this point in my life. Tara. I buy energy drinks and supplements, C4, whey protein, etc. Sometimes I get a smoothie. I like smoothies. James. Sam, that prayer you did for allergies clearly worked. 2 nights allergy free. Well, that's the Lord, man. And advanced baby. Well, hey, brother, I'm thankful that you're healthy. James. Sam, I wish I had a hot nurse. Well, let me tell you something. You date a nurse, you might as well be dating a stripper, man. Truth be told, if you date any nurse or a woman in the healthcare industry, you might as well be dating a stripper. Because they're freaks, man. I'm trying to tell you guys. Sam, I wish I had a hot nurse girlfriend. She's hot, but she also has a series of jobs. I don't know, man. All ends in a disaster. That's all I can tell you. It doesn't matter if she's an economist, psychologist, or anthropologist. It all ends in a disaster. Ryan B. Put a gas mask on when you're delivering. Why, you doing like a Dutch oven when you fart and you smell your own fart? James, he gave like, oh yeah, that was the barbecue chicken thing. All that temptation. I was twitching, man. Maz is laughing. Good. It's good to laugh. Tara. Boy, Sam, you got some self-control delivering those orders. Back in the day, it would have been. There was a news article I was reading. There was some overweight guy in California. He was delivering a stone cold milkshake to some kid. And like, you know, like now when you ring the doorbell, all the doorbells are like smart doorbells where they have like cameras that watch you. And this DoorDash guy, he got caught drinking someone's milkshake before he gave it to him. What a disaster, man. I'll tell you, I would never touch someone's food. That's total disaster. And oh, here we go. Yeah, look. And she goes, he got some self-control, man. She goes, she worked at KFC. She knows you don't never want to eat out. I hate to say it. I worked at KFC, McDonald's, Subway, warm hot cookies fresh out the oven. Irresistible. Yep. Tara probably left some pubic hairs in those cookies. You guys over there, you guys went to, Subway. You wanted a fresh hot chocolate chip cookie. Tara just got done picking her butt, and she was finicking with the cookies. She was thinking about her ex-boyfriend. She wasn't thinking about the next customer. And the next thing you know, your Subway cookie got some pubic hairs in it. Does she care? No. No one cares. You're eating pubic hairs, man. That's life. Paul, damn, I'd be tasting all the food I DoorDash. Well, you'd be like that big overweight guy in California that was drinking that little kid's milkshake. Total disgrace. I love you, Paul. James, I went to get yogurt and then yogurt emoji. Then KFC, yes, I used to do back in the day. Then, you got like three different things. You tell people you only eat a salad. You ate Wendy's, you ate Burger King, and you ate Dairy Queen, and you tell people like you only ate a salad. And then you come to work on Monday, big as hell, you can't even fit in your pants. I've been there. And what I can tell you is, look, whatever you eat in private, you're going to wear in public. Be careful, guys. And then he goes, a bowl of something. It was tasty, Sam. I ate that in the car. Hey, well, I hear you, brother. I've been down that road. Dennis, very smart guy, man. Dennis changed my life. How did he change my life? He told me, Sam, you must have the mirror image on. When I got the new phone, like everything was backwards. And you gave me a lot of wisdom on that, brother. Thank you. Dennis, the A's generation has a tough load. There's just a fewer interest-bearing options outside of stock market. He's breaking down some science. NCDs, if young, think about whole life insurance, become your own bank. Dennis, good to have you, brother. Love to you, man. Big Dirty's laughing. Good job. You're not lying. You know I know about the food game. I have beef and broccoli because it's healthy. Yeah, I know. I've been down that road, man. I remember when I used to eat Southwest chicken sandwich at McDonald's, and I was like, well, now it was healthier, though. It was healthier than the other stuff, so there's no shame on that. Any step closer to health is going. But eventually, you got to say, look, even you got to be careful, though. All right, let's keep reading. And then he goes, but he also had 2 egg rolls, I know, and snacks. I'm not mad at you. I love you. And I love you even if you stay big your whole life, man. I love you, man. I understand. Sounds like I need to chat with Tara on, oh, no, keto. All right, now you guys can get me upset. The keto diet is basically a gimmick to sell overweight people, man. I can't tell you how many big people I see on YouTube. I was going to say fat, but I wanted to restrain myself because that's a bad word. The keto diet is a complete scam, man. I don't even know what it is. I don't even know what the keto diet is, but all I know is every time I look on YouTube, everyone that has the word keto in their YouTube video name, they're big as hell. And I said, damn, whatever keto is, that shit ain't working. Because everyone on the keto diet big. Real big. So you got to look for another diet, man. Don't even look for a diet. Stop eating out. Because after the keto diet comes Weight Watchers, and they're both a disaster, guys. The first step to health is stop eating out or limit it. Only do it on the weekends. And then progressively get better. Stop putting so much salad dressing on your salad. Don't buy Doritos. Instead of Doritos, buy like sweet potato chips with no salt. Take those small steps. Robert, why not sex with a woman? Because I don't want kids. I don't want a relationship. It's too much. Why not a house? So why not a woman? Why not get a house? Why not get a vasectomy? I've dated women. I've been involved with them. It's a complete disaster, man. If you want to, do you? Buy a house, date women, have kids, and then come on my live feed 20 years later, bitter as hell, because you got kids that don't talk to you, you got alimony that won't stop, you got child support, you got poor mental health, you're going to get a divorce, and you're going to commit suicide. That's what I've seen in life. But if you think it's great, do you? I'm not mad at you. This is my channel, man. This is my thoughts, though. So I'm not mad at you. If you got a better way for you, man, do you? Good job. And then he goes, Tara, on keto living. Can probably give me some tips, Tara. Nah, I'm working out 7 days a week. Just remember, you can't outwork a bad diet. You got to watch what you eat. And then she goes, 700 calories per session. 4 pounds, got 12 to go. Self-control. Self-control is not easy, guys. Just stop eating out. That's where you got to start. James. Sam, I've noticed that these last few years, and then you give movies suck. I don't know what happened to all the good movies, man. Movies suck these years, but let's keep reading. Yes, I totally agree. They're relying on previous generation film titles. I totally agree. And making sequels because it feels like the ideas are running out. I totally agree. I thought about the same thing. I said, damn, we got no more creativity. There's no more ETs. There's no more cocktails. There's no more Top Guns. There's only like Marvel comic books reinvented Part 5, Wolverine 10, Avengers 20, Superman 15. So what I could tell you is that's why you should cut your cable, cut your TV, just get free YouTube and free porn. That's the most creative thing on the internet right now. All right, good job. James. An example would be the Adventure. Oh yeah, I just broke it down. Avengers films trilogy. Me and you on the same page. This is a disaster. Milano, what's up, man? Late show, Milano. Shout out to Miami, man. Miami's door dashing all night long. AJ made $150 last night down in Miami. They even got like a South Beach. They got like on the DoorDash app. They got Miami downtown, Miami South Beach, North Miami. They got all the different parts of Miami, man. Shout out to you. Shout out to Emilio. 88.3. What's up, man? Watching for a few weeks. Living my Mustang. Damn, I'm not mad at you. Cobra. And work 3 jobs. I'm not mad at you. You're an inspiration, brother. Last week. Damn it. 8833. I appreciate that, man. Keep doing your thing. Thank you. Eric, what's up, man? Yo, just checking in. Staring at my 4 wars. Yeah, you're like, who is that guy from the Ghetto Boys? Who is the small guy? Sitting in a room staring at my 4 corners. Who's that? Who remembers that song? From the Ghetto Boys. Who remembers that? And he goes, yeah, thumbs up always, brother. I appreciate that, Eric. Try to stay positive, man. Try to get out of there. Live like my man, 8833. He goes, spent $26,000 on walls in a year. I understand that. I'm good with fresh air and sunshine, well, brother. Hydration break to you, man. Much love and respect. Keep going forward, brother. Milano. Sammy, gas here in BJ is $2.59. Milano, gas where I'm at, which is north of you, is $2.79. So I'm paying 20% more than 20 cents more than you. But you got that. How much is the yearly fee to BJ's? Good to see you, brother. I love you, Milano. James. Sam, I truly believe I was meant to find you. Well, same here. I was watching a video about a gentleman's club. Oh no, gentleman living inside his van. Bob, well, then led me to you. And it was all positive and inspirational, baby. Yeah, thanks, Sam. Thank you, James. Ryan, yes, that Katie girl, I knew it was something. Blew up on YouTube. Yeah, she blew up, man. I'm not mad at her. I'm not mad at her. Let's stay positive. Let's stay positive. Milano, with the 10 cents off the card, I'm not mad at you. Katie, Tara says, yeah, Katie Carney from Long Island. Yeah, we'll see. Let's stay positive. James, brother Sam, we have high house taxes here in Texas. Ours was $7,400. Damn, I thought Texas had low property taxes. Well, what's the square footage on that house, man? Because everything's bigger in Texas, including the square footage. How much square footage does one person need? No more than 200 square foot. So if you've got 4 people in your house shouldn't be bigger than 800 square feet. If you're living by yourself, you should be in a 200 square foot efficiency. Unless you like Robert and you want to date women and have sex with them. Then you better have 1,000 square feet to impress her. Then she's going to move in. Then you're going to have to do 1 million renovations. Then you're going to have a kid. Then they're going to get tired of each other. Then you're going to move out. Then you're going to get married again. Then you're going to be bitter. And then at the end, you're going to be in a van in Arizona. And it ain't going to be because you want to be. It's going to be because it's a complete disaster out there. Let's stay positive. Let's stay positive. James, brother Sam, oh yeah, Paul, Sam, what percentage do you think YouTubers like you who are nomads are actually real, not fake? Well, one is, I don't know any nomad channel that, even at my level with 7,000 subscribers, shows a level of reality, whether it's live feeds out of their cars, whether it's talking about real subjects rather than like an orchestrated intro and outro. The engagement level, I don't see any other channel like mine. Now, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but toot. But at the same time, look, YouTube is a job, and a lot of people that do YouTube as nomads, they don't have other jobs. YouTube is their full-time job. So they have to play to the masses. And that's why they got intros, outros. That's why they talk about, they do a million videos about how I stay cool in the van. Because every overweight girl that thinks she's going to get out of her house and eventually live in her van, she ain't never going to live in her van, but she wants to keep asking the same question. And the people that are doing YouTube for a full-time job, they can't tell that overweight lady that, go kick rocks. Look, all I have is a battery-powered fan. I don't understand how people can't accept, how do I stay cool in a car? You got to have a battery-powered fan. That's it. There's no like, we don't have to do a 5-part series on how do you stay cool in a car. I mean, if we gotta go, it's a whole nother level out there, guys. 10%. 10% are real, 90% frauds. But that's my opinion. But I think that's the general rule in life. Look, I used to tell girls I was a real estate developer. I wasn't a real estate developer. Now, there's been guys in here that have told me like they're doing this, they're doing that. I remember watching one YouTube channel. There was an old guy, at least he had a picture of being an old guy. He would come in every day and leave a comment about how he's doing this or how he's doing this. And then come to find out he's a complete fraud. He lied to this guy. And he was just like he was trying to start his own channel about like mystery series. I think he had mental illness. I don't know. It's like YouTube's a complete, internet's a complete disaster. But it's also a very positive thing. It's going to replace human interaction. I can't wait. I feel like you're the most honest and truthful. Well, I appreciate that. But look, I always say, don't put me in a pedestal. And this is just me expressing myself. I'm a little bit blown up. This is a little bit entertainment, but it's kind of me in real life. I'm back. But, because I have limited liability and limited overhead, I can be myself on here and I don't have to play the crowd. Because look, I'm okay. I mean, I've accepted the point that I may have to work for, up to 67. So I'm not scared of work. Whether it's a minimum wage job or a corporate job, I've never been scared of work. Sometimes I don't like to work, but so for me, I don't have all my eggs in the YouTube basket. YouTube is an outlet, but it's not my main driver. And I'm not someone like, oh my God, if YouTube doesn't work out, what am I going to do? I'm going to do what I've been doing for most of my life, which is just work. So I think because of that, and I'm just who I could be myself. I really do believe that. Thank you for that compliment, Tara. Thank you for that compliment, Tara. I've been looking into NYC, New Jersey. Oh, well, it's better than Kentucky. I'm not going to lie. Kentucky is a disaster. It looks like the poverty rate is low and 8 million people. Yeah, they got higher paying jobs. Housing is going to be a lot higher. Cost of living is higher. But I in my opinion, I would say New Jersey is better than Kentucky. So if you had a choice, I would get out of Kentucky. And then she goes, plenty of jobs, $15 an hour minimum wage, public airs and cookies. No, look, if I had a choice between Kentucky and New Jersey, I would pick New Jersey. Or New York. I mean, I would say New Jersey, though, ahead of New York. Because cost of living is high, but in New Jersey, you could find somewhere where you can get by. So, yeah, that would be my opinion to you. If you can get out of Kentucky, I would get the hell out of there. Paul, also, but just be prepared. It's a different culture in New Jersey and New York. Paul, also, do you ever follow the Nomad prayer van? No, I've never heard of them. 8833. Well, the other thing, too, I want to say with you, Tara, is just, I think you should try it. But just remember that Northeast has a different feel than the southern states or the middle land. Some people wouldn't like the culture difference. Just be prepared for that. 8833. Self-control ain't easy. Now, we're saved by the grace of God. Self-control is a blessing. You got to have some discipline, but all of us are weak in certain areas, and it's by the grace of God that we go forward. Tara, amen. Suffer with a daily. Amen. Ryan B. I pay $9.99 for YouTube Red. Do you? So I don't have to watch ads. Well, I can understand that. That's my cable subscription. I'm not mad at that. Yeah, if I was going to pay something, I'd pay for YouTube. $10 a month ain't too bad. I'm cheap, so I probably would never even pay for that. But I could understand someone not wanting to deal with ads. So fair point. Ryan B. a month. Dennis laughing. Thanks, Sam. Here's some real science. Diet soda doesn't work. Seems like the only people drinking them are overweight. Well, not true. I drink 1 diet soda per day. So, or sometimes 2. So now, if you just drink diet soda, but you still have a Wendy's meal, which I did for many years, you're still going to be obese. But again, I started my health kick with just eating salads at McDonald's, then just not eating out on the weekdays. So I don't want to be, I can't be, because I've lived a real life that, you can, through a series of small steps, get your life healthier. First step is try to have a healthier thing on the menu. Even if you're at McDonald's, have the chicken sandwich and try not to have try to get the balsamic dressing, not the ranch dressing. Then try to not eat out during the weekdays, just go to the weekends. Then, progressively, try to eat more greens, more salad, less processed food. You progressively build up. And some people will struggle with weight their whole life, like my mother, and I will never judge them because I'm not better than them. No one's better than anyone. We all struggle with something, and I don't want anyone ever to feel shame, because look, it's not right. So, like I said, my Big Dirty's my man. I don't care if Big Dirty's going to be overweight his whole life. That's my guy. And whoever else, so I love to everyone. And then he goes, oh yeah, Dennis broke it down. 8833. Gas is cheaper than rent. 8833, you preaching to the choir, man. I'm in full agreement with you. Milano, oh, BJ's only $55 a year. That's not bad, Milano. Good job. 8833. I have one big bag and a makeshift bed. Took out the passenger seat. That's smart. Get creative, more space. Now, I agree with that. Yeah, throw that passenger seat out. You don't need it. I agree with that. Ryan B. Yup. People, oh yeah. Yeah, people over complicate car living. I totally agree with that. That's a good point. AA33. Work means more horsepower, food, and naked women that may or may not be hooking. Hey, look, as long as it's legal, you don't want to catch a charge and be living in your car. Not that it matters if you're living in your car, but you don't want to catch a charge. Just masturbate. You don't have to deal with any of that. Same result. What I came to the realization one day is whether you have sex with a woman, whether she's a hooker or a nurse or a public school teacher, the net result is you having an orgasm. So if you masturbate, the net result is you having an orgasm. There's no difference. The only difference is in the mind. A relationship, less than 5% of a relationship is the actual act of sex. 95% of all relationships are everything other than sex. And whether you're paying for it or whether you're not paying for it, and you always pay for it in one way or another, the end result is you want to orgasm. So before you go to the stripper spot, before you go pick up a hooker, before you go to the massage parlor, before you go ask someone on a date, masturbate. Masturbate twice and ejaculate twice. Guess what you're going to want to do after that? You ain't going to want to go pick up a hooker. You're going to go want to eat a cheese sandwich and go to bed. Now, don't eat a cheese sandwich because that's how you end up overweight. Go have a kale salad with some light balsamic dressing and call it a night. You just took care of yourself. You just limited your liability and overhead. You just masturbated twice. You don't want to go out in the streets anymore after that? You want to go to bed? Oh, come on, guys. I just broke it down. Tara, NJ would probably be like Michigan culture, right? Well, I've never been to Michigan, but no, I would think it's going to be more diverse and higher speed than Michigan. New York, New Jersey, New York specifically, but definitely New Jersey's right next to New York, so it's like an overspill, especially if you're in North or Central New Jersey. It's very high speed. So the speed's going to be higher and the culture is going to be richer because New York and New Jersey are a major port to America, a major immigration port. So the diversity there is unmatched, almost globally. And it's a good thing, but the culture, because everyone's rushing, because everyone's so different, it's very cold. And in the winter, it's cold. Detroit's cold too, but it's just I'm not saying it's all bad, but it's a different culture than the Southern Middle America culture. It's just different. And there's nothing wrong with it. It's just different. You just got to remember that. 8833. Yeah, you know what it is. True. 8833. Thank you, brother. I'm going to try a salad next time. Yes, masturbate twice in a salad with low dressing. Tara, thanks for the inspiration and encouragement, Sam. Tara, you can do it. You're a smart lady. Smart woman. And I believe in you. Just don't fall for the tall guy with a nice ass that's going to destroy your life. I say the same thing to you, Tara. Get a vibrator and call it a night. You don't need that drama in your life. All right, guys. I give it the best I got. I appreciate everyone. Ryan B., thank you. Tara, thank you. Data Geek, thank you for the super chat. Backwoods Dylan, thank you for the super chat. Thank you, everyone who left a comment. Thank you, everyone who clicked the thumbs up button. Thank you, everyone who shared the video. Thank you, everyone, sharing your life with me. Stay positive. Keep positive people in your life. Limit your liability. Limit your overhead. Live simple. Thank you, Tara. Don't get caught in the drama. Laughing's good. It's good to laugh. 8833, good to have you, brother, on the journey, man. And that's it, man.